Hey, good afternoon. This is Pastor Jason. Come with you another pastor's prompt this week, and wanted to talk about something that I think we've all gone through, we've all experienced it. It's called uh, infinity circles or negative circles. We get stuck in these arguments, discussions um, that we just circle around. And maybe you've had this with your spouse or something like that. I know Chris and I do, and you'll do something and your spouse will reply, "You always do that." And then your spouse is like, "Well, you always reply this way." And so you have this argument. You repeat over and over again. You go through it and you actually repeat the same words, like "you always this way" and "you're always that way." And you'll never change and you never care and you never understand or you just don't get it. And we get stuck in these circles. And I heard the circles as we were talking about the race debate with the police. And they go, "Sure, it's going to be black versus white." And of course, the white person's always going to be superior and white, and the black person has a criminal record, and so that's going to justify it. And then they're going to go down and the police are all going to circle around the police officer, and the system is all jaded for him, and it's against the other guy. And so it's all these preset thoughts, negative thoughts. And you keep going right down that road of thought in these arguments. And it leads to hopelessness. It leads to no end. And it actually leads to end to just beginning. And you just stop the argument. And then maybe the tension goes away. And then the tension comes back up. And then you pick it right back up. Something triggers it. And you get back into that same argument, that negative circle, and you go right down that road again with a person, and you get nowhere. And this idea is that problems are permanent. People never change. And there's two things that are wrong with that. Problems aren't permanent. We talked about that. We talked about how what are we talking about? Having a positive attitude. Do we believe God is at work? Do you believe that God is bigger than anything else? All things are possible with God? Do we believe that? If we believe that, and we believe that we have this unwavering expectation that our loving God is working every situation for our good, then we can be incredibly optimistic even when we have one of these affinity problems. Even when we have someone who we say, "You know what? I don't know if they're ever going to change." And that's part of what creates the argument. We're always looking for the other person to change instead of maybe saying what we need to change. I remember Christy and I were in one of these negative circles, and in fact, the guy we were termed the term was infinity circle because they just go on and on, and it's been repeated throughout the years. In these infinity circles, what we learned is we expect the other to change and not us. And what happens in infinity circles is we really stop listening and we just keep talking. And we keep firing away at each other and trying to overpower our argument to the other person and hoping to just win the argument instead of learning how to win the relationship first to then solve the real issue of the argument. So maybe you had those debates with people. Maybe you had that in your own marriage, in your relationship with maybe a child, that it seems to, we end up in the same place all the time. We keep repeating and we keep arguing our points. I want to encourage you to just hit the pause button. Stop your brain from going down that similar path and to just listen. And maybe you need to talk about other things, but the argument about like how much you really love and care for each other. And build it from there. Because when there's love and care and there's respect and honor, and that's mutual between the two, there's no reason why anything should get in the way. Because when you really love each other, you don't demand from others. You serve others. You change. You come to what's best for each other. You look out for the other's interest more than yours, like Christ did. And so race is one of those seems like one of these negative circles we get into. Politics is a negative circle. It's because we're not listening, we're not understanding, and we're not caring. You know, we can't have a big voice on the stage, but you can have a big voice with the people around you. And as I've been saying, you're not going to be able to make peace with everyone. You can't change everyone, but you can change yourself, and you can love others. And you can love one like it is everyone. And you can have those discussions and break the negative circles, because we have, as Christians, to be the most optimistic people there are because of what Christ has done. He has set us free from death. He has set us free from our sinful self. He has given us, established in peace with him that passes all understanding. That gives us an optimistic outlook no matter what's going on in our life. And we know that God works all things to his good, according to his purposes. Might not understand them. Yep, that's for sure. Don't always get it, that's for sure. But we can trust that. We can rest in that. We can walk in that peace. We can walk that there's goodness to be done in the midst of it. We can walk that it's going to even be better than it was before. Sometimes we have to go through some conflict for it to get better. Sometimes we have to walk in some tension together before it gets better. Problems aren't the end. Problems are opportunities for growth. Reach a problem, it's an opportunity to grow, to understand, to have a bigger view of the world than yourself. So instead of letting problems bring on negativity, look at problems as opportunities. Instead of letting those problems take you down holes, the problems look for opportunities to grow and understand, and to learn to love and respect others, ideas that are not like yours. And maybe look at them as opportunities for you to change instead of telling everybody they need to change. Hope that's an encouragement for you today. And as Pastor Prompt, we look forward to be able to gather this Sunday. I don't know what this rain's going to do, but I'm going to be optimistic that we can gather at Golf Place at 8 o'clock in the morning. If not, we'll be in the building at 8 o'clock at the 98 campus if it's raining. Or it's a real threat of rain. We do have pretty good drainage there, so we're looking forward to the opportunity to gather there, and we're praying the rain's going to hold off, but we don't know. But we're going to go that way. Stay tuned to Facebook. We'll give updates and let you know. Either way, we're broadcasting live, and we are going to continue the series of staying positive, and we're going to talk about not complaining. So we're grateful for this rain. We needed it. And maybe this Sunday or maybe it's next Sunday. We'll see what the Lord does. Well, we'll see. And either way, I look forward to connecting with you as we connect to Jesus and worship together. Amen. Have a blessed day.